If you've ever watched your child just cover their ears in a noisy restaurant, melt down in a grocery store, or refuse to wear certain clothes because it just feels wrong, you know the struggle that I'm talking about. Maybe you've been told they'll grow out of it or it's just a phase, but deep down, you know that there's more to it than that. What if your child's sensory challenges weren't just a quirk or a behavior issue, but a sign of something deeper happening within their nervous system? What if there was a way to help them to feel calm, regulated, and truly at ease in their own bodies? Well, this video is for parents whose kids are struggling with sensory overload, whether they have a diagnosis like autism, ADHD, or sensory processing disorder, or they're just easily overwhelmed by their environment. We'll dive deep into why your child's nervous system may be stuck in overdrive, how stress from things like pregnancy, birth, and early childhood can set that stage for sensory struggles, and then most importantly, how to help it. Sensory overload isn't just a phase, it's a neurological traffic jam. Your child's nervous system is constantly filtering all of this sensory input from lights and sounds to touch and movement. But when their nervous system is overwhelmed, it's like a highway at rush hour. There's way too many signals trying to get through all at once, causing everything to slow down or just completely stop. For kids with sensory challenges, this can show up as physical symptoms like headaches, nausea, exhaustion, emotional struggles like anxiety, irritability, emotional outbursts, or even behavioral challenges like meltdowns, difficulty focusing, avoiding loud or chaotic environments altogether. The role that the autonomic nervous system plays is it's the air traffic controller of the body, and it controls functions like heart rate, digestion, breathing, and sensory processing. It actually has two different branches. The first is the sympathetic nervous system, and that's the fight or flight system, and it's activated in response to stress or perceived danger. This increases the heart rate, muscle tension, and sensitivity to sensory input. While the parasympathetic nervous system is the rest, the regulate, and the digest system, that helps the body to relax, to process that sensory input calmly, and also to regulate emotions. But for kids with sensory overload and overstimulation, the sympathetic side is often overactive, which keeps them stuck in a heightened state of stress. When you live in that state, even minor stimuli just feels like way too much. So how does subluxation play a role? Well, the nervous system is housed within the spine, and when stress, tension, or birth trauma affects it, it creates what's called subluxation, or a misalignment or fixation that disrupts that normal nerve function. So subluxation keeps the nervous system stuck in sympathetic dominance, preventing these kids from accessing that parasympathetic rest and regulate state, which means their brain is constantly on high alert, making them more prone to sensory overload, emotional dysregulation, and difficulty focusing. So how does neurologically focused chiropractic care help reset that nervous system? Well, at Foundations, we go so much further beyond that surface level to get to the real root cause of the sensory overload. By looking at the nervous system itself with our Insight neurological scans, they help us to pinpoint those areas of stress and imbalance, and then with gentle, precise adjustments, we release those subluxations and restore the proper nervous system function. And then by activating the parasympathetic system, which is going to help those kids to regulate that sensory input, their emotions, and their energy levels. So instead of guessing, we measure exactly how your child's nervous system is functioning and where it needs support. The best part, the scans are non-invasive. They take just a few minutes, and they can be done with your child sitting right next to you or on your lap. So if you're ready to finally understand what's going on inside your child's nervous system and take the first step towards some real lasting change, let's chat. Click the link in our bio or comment below to learn more.